What we find in the poetry of Rupa Goswami, Sloka Gurudev loved very much, was it Sakhi, Murali, Chidra, Jalina Purna, Lagu, Grantila, Nirashashi, Chumbanananda. I forget the sloka at present. It's composed by Rupa Goswami, who is Rupa Manjari in Vrindavan, and it comes from the mouth of Chandravali, who is Srimati Radharani's principal competitor. And Chandravali is saying in this sloka, she's expressing some jealousy of the flute of Krishna. This is also mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam. So she's saying, and again, it's in the Bhagavatam, and somewhere between, expressed by other gopis, they're also expressing, we'll use the word jealousy, and she's expressing it here, and saying, who is this flute? What is this flute? Where did he come from? And what is he doing, situating himself at the lips of Krishna? They're saying, we're Braja Gopis. So there's Gopa and Gopis. Krishna is Gopal. He's a Gopa. Then naturally he should be connected with Gopis. When the wives of the Brahmins were offering themselves to Krishna, they understood that was socially awkward, because they thought, oh, we're Brahmins' wives, you're a cowherd. Like once, when Radharani's girlfriends, they're trying to save her from Krishna, they're telling her, like, how could you be so foolish to fall for a cowherd? Like, we could understand if it was some very high society person, but a cowherd. You've fallen madly in love with a cowherd. Right? Why? Aprakrita Lila, Shudra, Vaishya, Kshatriya, Brahmin, in the middle position. It's always hidden in the middle. So, and those cowherd men I mentioned earlier too, they told Vasudeva, this is so strange because avatars don't usually appear, in families of low-class people like us. I mean, it gives you some idea of the kind of level of thinking they have. Avatars is just a given, assumed. And they're thinking, well, avatars, when they normally appear, higher part of society. What's an avatar doing in a cowherd community? That doesn't make any sense. So you're probably right. He is not God. It's a very beautiful way of thinking. Jnana Shunya Bhakti. As Guru Maharaj said, Krishna likes to surround himself with ignorant people. But their ignorance is the highest type of jnana dipena bhasha, of understanding. So the gopis, Chandravali, are saying, this flute, Gopa meant for gopis, Gopal meant for gopis, he's a boy, this flute is a boy, what is he doing with Krishna? This isn't right. And they're saying, and that flute, Nirashashi, he's a dry piece of wood. He has nothing to offer. He's a piece of, and knots, chidra means knots or holes. Can also mean flaws, faults. As they're masters of the double entendre, insult. So they're saying, it's full of flaws, full of holes. A flute has many holes. They're saying, full of many flaws. So he's male, full of faults, juiceless, no rasa, and this flute is at the lips of Krishna where this stream of nectar is issuing forth. What is meant for us is being intercepted by the flute. So she's saying, I can't tolerate this. So this is, if you can understand this type of jealousy, you won't have to take birth in this world again. Janma karma chame divyam evam yo veti tattvataha tyaktva deham punar janma naiti mameti sorjana. Everything can trace back to the central conception of the Absolute, the Aprakrita Lila of Krishna. Janmadyasya yataha arirasa mukhya rasa. And more specifically, parakya is the origin of everything. So everything can be accommodated there, including jealousy. But not envy of the devotee, matsarja, right? Not envy of a devotee for their devotion, right? Not denying their good fortune. Chandrava and the others, they're singing the glories of the flute. They're acknowledging the flute's intimate position. It's the eternal paraphernalia of Krishna. Right? As we hear in the Brahma Samhita, in the very conclusion, in the Shreya Kanta Kanta sloka. Yatha ganam gamanam khanam gamanam bangshi priya saki. We're all katha, speaking is song, and gata, movement, is dance, and Krishna's forever holding his dear bangshi, flute, pressed to his lips. So, it depends on the quality of the heart. So here, we can call it jealousy, but it's not heart-destroying, denying the devotion of others, but rather acknowledging their good fortune and envying their position, wanting to be like them, not dismissing them. We told some of Gurudev's final words where he said, everyone has some fault, big or small. He said, that is not the question. He said, but those who have devotional spirit, that must be acknowledged and respected. So if the end result is the devotee is thinking, why can't I be like that? If the end result is increased dedication, then it's something spiritual in character. If the end result is that one is moving away from the plane of dedication, diminished appreciation for devotees and devotion, then it is a disease, it's cancerous. The word lolyam is used in one place as being a fault, an undesirable trait and characteristic, in another place being told as the price to pay. Right? Nupade Samritam. atyahara prayasischa prajalpa niyamagraha janasangas talolyam cha sadbir bhaktir vinashyati. These are the things that destroy devotion. One of them mentioned lolyam, desire, hankering. Out of control. Then we're told Krishna bhakti rasa bhavitamati kriyatam yuti kutopina ladyate tatra lolyam moolam ekalam. Here we're told, but lolyam, this is what you have to get this. What does that mean? Genuine hankering for that divine substance. You can use the word greed. So in one place, greed is bad. Another place, greed is good. Atmendriya priti ichadare bolekam krishnendriya priti ichadare premanam. Atmendriya, when it's self-directed toward that misconceived self, then we're told it's calm, lust, degrading. When it's Krishnendriya, Hrishikena, Hrishikesha Sevanam, in the service of Krishna, the same thing goes by the name of Prem. It's invigorating, enlivening. So the jealousy expressed by the Braja Gopis is a very sweet and wonderful thing. In many places they do. When Krishna abandons them in the forest of Vrindavan at the beginning of the Rasa Leela, and he goes off with Srimati Radharani in search for her, and they're there left to their fate and fortune, they're praising the deer. They envy the deer. They're saying, deer, with husband and wife, you're both devotees of Krishna. Husband and wife both targeting Krishna, can both together go and serve Krishna. We're not so fortunate. Our husbands don't want us to be here. They're trying to obstruct our path to Krishna. They're inquiring from the creepers, the vines. They're seeing the fortune of all others, not themselves. Right? That's their type of so-called jealousy. It's to recognize the good fortune of others, not to try and prevent or dismiss the good fortune of others, but to recognize that. They think, oh, the cowherd boys, they get to go to the forest with Krishna, and we're not allowed. How fortunate they are. Wish we could be like them. So Srila Prabhupada used to use this expression, transcendental competition. And Guru Maharaj later paraphrased that as a competition of dedication. So if observing the devotional qualities and characteristics of another devotee, either in this realm or through the eyes of the scripture, that may awaken within us some appreciation and hankering that we could also be like that someday. They're showing that it's possible. Samasritaye parapalava plavam mahatpatum yon punya yasho murare bhavam buddhir vatsa parampadam parampadam yad vipadam natesham. Guru Maharaj compared the Vaishnavas to lighthouses illuminating the way across the ocean of nescience. And the Bhagavatam says, the path chalked out by their lotus feet, that remains a path of approach. Just as in this world, if there's some forest or woods, someone will make a path And we'll see, if you look carefully, you see, oh, you follow this path and you'll get to the other side. So the devotees are, by their example, by their heart's devotional expression, creating a path to the lotus feet of Krishna.